In a job interview, a lot of people may be thinking that, wake me up when it's over. Do you communicate well with coworkers? If not, you're not alone. Apparently, more people are lacking communication and interpersonal skills in the workplace. Here to explain and help us all out is the president and CEO of Manpower, Phil Blair. Good morning.
That was a good comeback
well,
with Wake Me Up. It's true.
Thank you very much.
No, that's absolutely
It is
true.
true. A lot of people get really, really nervous and they tense up a little bit in interviews, and that's what you're talking about today. Let your personality shine through.
It's true, and today especially college students, because I get a lot of college students. I can't find a job. I got great computer skills. Nobody's hiring me. Well, you got to remember, this is a people world, right? And at some point, you have to talk to people. You have to communicate, teamwork, be able to plan projects, organize. It's not just what happens on the computer in most jobs. And so when anybody, but especially college kids, start interviewing, they've got to know what they're doing. A personality has to come across, a work with customers, a customer service feeling. And that's what we miss seeing.
Right.
It's not, I don't doubt that they can do it, they just don't know how to talk about it. Because
a lot of people forget how to socialize because they're doing this the whole time, texting.
That's exactly right. You text people, you don't pick up the phone and call them and have interactions. Well, in the business world, you do have personal interactions. And so it's a segue that especially college kids need to understand how to make to let their personality come out. And an interview is typically the first example of that. And so we've got to work on that skill.
So how do we properly prepare for an interview?
Role play, but realize when you're starting to text somebody, how about let's call them, or let's go down the hall and talk to them.
It's so endearing. It really is. Which is so crazy to say these days. Like, it's so endearing that he picked up the phone and he called me. What have we come to? But it's a rarity. You're so used to getting text messages.
It is, and we've got to get in the habit of doing it. We've got to be comfortable doing it. We've got to let our personality come out, because by the time you get to an interview, you've got the skills, you've got the education, you've got all the things on paper that you need. I want to see if I like you as a person.
How important is that? Say they have all of these skills, everything that you're looking for, but they're really introverted and shy and they don't give you much in the interview. How important is that?
I don't see their personality. All I see what's on paper. And if the candidate before you and after you shows a lot of personality, a lot of bubbly, and can do, and how do I help get this job, and tells me I want the job, I'm going to take the one that shows me the personality.
Sure.
And it's very frustrating because the people have the skills, but they've got to sell it to me.
Right.
We're all salespeople. In an interview, you're playing a role. It's just like an actor. And that role is to convince me you're the right person for this job.
And at the end of the day,
you have to do it by talking.
You want to work with someone who's likable.
That's true.
Right?
That's
Maybe
true.
pulling some long hours. You want to do it with someone you get along with.
That's right. There are very few jobs these days that you go into a corner, don't come out, don't communicate with people, don't have to be on a team and coworkers and all that sort of stuff. So show that to me. I need to see that every time I interview you.
Let your personality shine, right?
That's it.
Interpersonal communication skills are probably the single biggest tool that you can employ to move you along the corporate ladder. Now, obviously, your interpersonal communication skills should go hand in hand with your ability to do a really great job and also a strong work ethic. But sometimes your ability to do the job and a strong work ethic aren't enough just on their own. I mean, how often have you stood in an office where the boss has said, "Okay, everybody, it's all hands on deck for the next 3 weeks, no days off." And then suddenly somebody manages to get a day off the very next day. Well, that's strong interpersonal communication skills at play. And it's not for your benefit, but it is to the benefit of the person who employed them. Or I know a number of people who said, well, I've stood in the corner of a room and I've watched somebody get a promotion that was my promotion, where everybody in the room knew that I was the one who had taken our company past the line. I deserved that promotion. But they didn't get the promotion because obviously the person who got the promotion had a better relationship with the manager, a better communication, better interpersonal communication skills. And that's why it's so important. So if there was only one thing that you could do to improve your interpersonal communication skills today, well, I would say remember the old adage. That is, that you'll always catch more bees with honey than you will with vinegar.